Now, the race in the district to represent Ward 8.
I just want somebody to be here to make a difference in our community.
We're live with the election results.
We're tracking dry conditions overnight tonight and then an active setup, especially tomorrow afternoon with the DMV first warn day. The latest details and timing coming up.
Still no suspect a week after a Virginia bus driver was assaulted.
The bus drivers, with the operators, we are going through a lot. At times they speed on us, they tell us the F words and they have their say.
The concern among other drivers after the violent attack.
We're helping you stretch your dollar as we're seeing a slight increase in inflation, where you can still find a bargain for this week's grocery run.
And increasing penalties for illegal house parties. Why Montgomery County leaders say the new action was necessary.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 10. I'm Susan Tran.
And I'm Mark Hall. Chris Flanagan has the night off. DC News Now is your local election headquarters. Trayon White is the projected winner of Ward 8 special election. That's according to the Associated Press. Roughly 80% of the votes have been counted.
DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live. And Daniel, you were over at White's watch party. You spoke with him earlier. I mean, so many hurdles despite being re-elected before and then being expelled again. I mean, talk about his reaction to now being the projected winner.
Susan and Mark, he is happy. His supporters are ecstatic that they have re-elected Trayon White back to the council. One local activist telling me tonight that their voices cannot be silenced. That is how they feel about this after the fact that White was expelled from the council back in February after the FBI arrested him last August. Prosecutors, of course, allege that he took more than $150,000 worth of bribes to get city employees to extend contracts for violence interruption programs. That all didn't stop his supporters from coming out today. You can see right behind me, we are at Aces Lounge here in Congress Heights. The party is still going. I think I see Trayon White there in the background. He is still here mingling with the crowd. We even saw Ward 7 council member Wendell Felder here earlier too. And I asked him as well about the council probably going to try to expel White for a second time. And this is what Trayon White had to say to me earlier when I asked him about that.
My lawyers here, we plan on fighting the council. You know, you're talking about 12 people making a decision for 20,000, 80,000 people. 12 people should be able to decide that. So I see my lawyer over there, Ari Teresa, and some of the other lawyers here, we plan on fighting them, not just in local court, but in federal court if we have to.
And now, Trayon White, as of right now, the DC Board of Elections has stopped counting for the night. Of course, there are still more ballots to count, but right now, it appears that Trayon White is winning by about 360 votes. So that's about 30% of the votes across the four candidates. You know, each of them kind of came in at a similar pace, around 23-24%. So this was a close election in terms of what the other candidates took away from anybody who could have voted for Trayon White. Again, Trayon White is supposed to be on trial next year. We'll have to see how fast it moves with the certification of the election in the next few weeks, how soon he can get back on the council as we are in the middle of these big budget decisions as well. We're live in Southeast. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, Daniel. Trayon White did win back in November, even though he had already been charged, and has now seemingly won again despite being expelled. The polls closed at 8 tonight, and we're going to continue to bring you the results on air and online at dcnewsnow.com.
All right, let's get a quick check on our forecast with DC News Now's chief meteorologist, Jackie Laird. Jackie, again, yesterday, a much different story than today.
Yeah, I mean, we still have a couple of thunderstorms out there right now, and we have more thunderstorms on the way tomorrow. So I think tomorrow is going to be a little bit more widespread than what we saw today. So tomorrow we did make it a DMV first warn day for that threat. So it's something to keep in mind for any of those outdoor plans that you may have tomorrow. You certainly want to stay weather aware. Here's a view of that radar out there right now. We still have some clusters of some heavier rainfall. That's back out towards the Shenandoah Valley, just south of Luray at this point. The rest of the region relatively dry after we did see a few clusters of storms just south of Fredericksburg earlier this evening. Temperatures out there right now, we are into those upper 70s to lower 80s. So still a bit more on the warmer side. We still have that humidity too, so that's sticking around overnight as well. Overnight lows eventually fall back in those lower 70s, and we could even see some patchy fog developing late tonight into that Wednesday morning commute out there. So watch out as you're heading out for that morning commute. You could encounter some patches of low visibility, so certainly want to take it slow. As we look ahead towards 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, still looking dry, partly cloudy, so we'll see a mix of sun and clouds by that point. Temperatures low 80s, but that sunshine and also that heat and humidity building in will really allow any of those thunderstorms that pop up to really thrive off of that and really flourish. So any thunderstorms will likely contain those heavier downpours, so we do have that flood threat tomorrow for parts of the area. More details and timing of that with Futurecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Jackie, thank you. New tonight in the district, we are learning the names of the victims who were killed in an apparent murder-suicide. Police say that Patrick Cockrell Jr. shot and killed Tiffany Montgomery. This was on Saturday at their southeast home, and then he took his own life. The investigation continues, but police say it started as a domestic incident, and they are reminding everyone of DC's Safe Victim Hotline. This is a 24/7 number that you can call if you or someone you know needs help.
Speaker, I ask that the House observe a moment of silence to remember Eric Jackham.
And that there is the moment of silence on the House floor to honor a congressional intern who was shot and killed in the district last month.
Yeah, Eric Tarpinian Jackham. He was from Massachusetts and was interning for Representative Ron Estes of Kansas. He, along with Massachusetts Congressman Jim McGovern, paying tribute to the young man.
Came to the Capitol eager to learn, contribute, and serve the people and this great institution.
A dedicated and thoughtful and kind person who loved our country, and he gave his life in the service to others. I thank him for his service and for the impact he had on our lives.
Eric, along with a woman and teen, they were shot a block from the Mount Vernon Square metro station. The two others survived. Police say they were caught in the crossfire and they were not the intended targets. There's now a combined reward of $40,000 for any information leading to a conviction.
And developing now, a bus driver in Northern Virginia is attacked. A week later, there's still no arrest. Police are asking for help from the public. DC News Now's Max Marcella is in Lorton as police work to make sure that the suspect's face is everywhere.
Here at this bus stop, just a few blocks away from where police say that vicious attack took place, you can see there is a flyer. This is the picture of the man police are looking for and information about the $5,000 reward. Police are hoping it'll help lead to an arrest of a man they say could be a risk to the community. A week ago at the intersection of Gunston Cove and Cranford, police say this man unleashed a violent attack of a 70-year-old bus driver starting when he stood in front of the bus.
There's an exchange of words, and then the assailant puts a phone towards our bus driver, at which point the bus driver kind of pushes the phone out of the way, and then he's just immediately met with punches.
Police say the driver was then pulled off the bus where the attack continued. This all happened just after 7 in the morning, an unusual and shocking beating police are investigating as aggravated assault.
Mostly there's never been a problem, like on the buses.
Word has gotten around to Fairfax Connect drivers.
Take a closer look on these situations and really to help the drivers or the operators to have a safe environment, a working environment, because this is our office.
They want their safety taken care of. Police say the way to do that is to arrest this man. First, they have to figure out who he is and find him, and they're hoping thousands of dollars of reward money from Crime Stoppers will help.
They saw the significance, the violent actions that were taken by this individual, and they recognized the immediate need and importance to get someone like this into custody.
Police described the driver's injuries as fairly serious. He was taken to the hospital. He's expected to need more treatment. Now, as for the reward, police say it's among the larger ones for a case similar to this one in recent history, a sign of just how vicious attack they say this was. Reporting in Lorton, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
All right, thanks to Max. In the district, the DC Council missed today's deadline to vote on a deal to bring the Commanders back to DC. The exclusivity agreement between the team and the city ended today. Council is currently on 2-month summer recess. It did take its first vote on the 2026 budget yesterday, which includes more than $800 million in funding for the stadium project, but it doesn't include the actual terms of the deal. We will have much more on this story ahead coming up in our next half hour. And the Burgundy and Gold retiring the jersey for one of its all-time leading receivers. Actually, its all-time leading receiver, number 81 Art Monk, Josh Harris. And some of Monk's former teammates surprised him with the news that no Washington player would ever wear number 81 again. Well, 14 of Monk's 16 years were with Washington, including Super Bowl championship victories. Now, the Commanders will retire the Pro Football Hall of Famer's jersey on November 2nd during the team's weeknight Sunday night matchup against the Seattle Seahawks.
We're helping you stretch your dollar on your next grocery store run. Inflation saw a slight increase, but for now, most prices are holding steady. DC News Now's Haley Milon has a closer look on where you'll score some deals.
Today's data tracks how the prices changed from May to June, giving us a sense of why we're seeing the prices that we're seeing. Overall, prices ticked up 0.3% last month. A big driver of that are food costs. But the good news here, prices in our local stores are holding steady this week.
Consumer Price Index rising 0.3% amid fears over President Trump's tariff frenzy. It's the biggest jump we've seen in the U.S. since February. And since last June, prices are up 2.7%. This as President Trump pressures the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates. Now, keeping a close eye on your grocery cart, we track the prices of 10 grocery staples at Walmart, Giant, and Safeway. Compared to last week, most prices are stable. Walmart shoppers, you won't see any changes, and you'll find the cheapest prices. Giant goers, frozen broccoli florets are 20% cheaper this week, but avocados are $1.88 a piece. That's up a little bit. And ground beef also up 20% at $6.79 per pound of 80% lean. And at Safeway, we've got some price spikes. Brown eggs are up at $7.99 a dozen, about twice as much as you'll find them at Walmart. Broccoli's a little more too, at $2.50 for a bag of frozen florets. Looking for extra savings? If you're the type to pay off your credit card every month and avoid interest, maybe a card offering rewards on grocery purchases is a good idea. Bankrate identified a number of cards with perks and points that could help with your grocery hauls, including Bank of America's customized cash rewards card, good for wholesale shoppers, and the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, said to be good for online grocery shoppers.
Bankrate has other card suggestions as well. I included those cards along with our price list over on DCNewsNow.com. Just keyword search, stretch your dollar. I'm Haley Milon, back to you.